My name's Smoke. I'm from Richmond, Virginia, South Side, Uptown to be exact. You know what I'm saying?
Tell me a little bit about yourself, man. Where you at currently, what you got going on, and then we'll take it from there.
Right now I'm rapping. I got a lawn care service, power washer service. You know,
So you
doing
got a
my
whole
thing.
lot. You got a whole lot going for yourself.
Yeah, man, I'm trying, bro.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, so tell me a little bit about your upbringing, man. You know what I'm saying? I know we have a history ourselves, but for the people out there that's tuning in, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Shit. I mean, I grew up in a house with my. I grew up in a house with my great grandma, my grandma, and my mama.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Till I
Okay.
was about 9.
Mhm.
My mama got married. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? And my stepdad moved in with us.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I started off on Broad Rock, 3308 East Broad Rock, and I moved around the Honeycomb, then around the Bay. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying?
Mhm. So describe your upbringing. What's some of the things that you seen at that age?
I seen a lot, bro. You know what I mean? I used to have to walk to the store around Southgate, you feel me? That joint used to get crazy back in the day. I seen a lot
What
early.
year? What year was this?
I mean, I was born in 89, you know what I
89.
mean?
Okay.
So, shit, I was walking to the store like 92, 93, 94 type shit.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying?
What about your pops? Was your pops around?
Not my biological pops, you feel me? I
Mhm.
probably seen them 4, 5 times
Your whole life.
my whole life. But my stepdad, though, that's my daddy, you know what I mean?
Right.
He
Right.
did his thing.
Right. Y'all developed a relationship.
Yeah, it took time, you
Okay.
know what I mean?
Okay.
In the beginning, it won't.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
won't what it is now.
Mhm. And what age was you? What age were you when he came into your life? Your stepfather.
To be honest, he been messing with my mama since she was 6 months pregnant with me.
Okay.
So I known him all my life, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
He just moved in with us when I was 9,
When you was 9.
you know what I mean?
Right. Do you think that he played a part as far as your influence in your life at all? Your stepfather.
For sure.
What type of dude was he? Talk about him a little bit.
You go to work every day,
Mhm.
real heavy into fashion. That's
Mhm.
where I get my fashion sense from, you
Okay.
know?
Real playalistic.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Indeed. Right. Okay.
I mean, other than that, like, he a stand-up dude, you
Mhm.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
He instilled that, even when I wasn't trying to take it in,
Mhm.
you know, it's stuff that over the years I'm like, yeah,
Mhm.
he definitely put that in me, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. So we talking about the 9-year-old Smoke. So describe like the friends and the friends that you had at 9 years old, and describe the mentality that you had at 9 years old. Because at 9, I'm guessing you were probably about what, in the fourth or the fifth grade.
Yeah, fourth, yeah, maybe third, fourth. I was bad as hell, bro. You know what I mean? I was bad,
At
dog.
9 years old.
I was bad, dog.
Okay.
Yeah, like 9 years old. Shit, that's when I met Wood, Lionel, you know what I'm saying? My
Mhm.
best friend,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? We met. We was, we was bad, you know what I'm saying? We both had shit going on that we weren't really pleased with, you know what I mean? We used to lash out, you know what I'm saying?
Just touch on Lionel's situation. That's your childhood friend. Touch on his family and household infrastructure, and tell me about his upbringing.
I mean, see, bro was different from the rest of us because, like, bro, mama got killed, you know what I'm saying, when he was 1. So he went through the system and stuff like that. So the people he was staying with weren't his people, you know what I mean? So bro shit was different from everybody else, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else go home to their mama. Bro ain't have his mama, you know what I'm saying?
So he was adopted.
Yeah, he was adopted.
That was y'all common ground that y'all came together on. That you feel like y'all came from like broken houses or situations.
Yeah, somewhat. Even though my situation was different from his, but it was like, cause like bro knew his people though. It don't like he was just adopted and he ain't know nobody. He still had his people around the ward and his people down the Grove and stuff like that. So he was straight on like as far as with his real family, but that just was the people that had him. You know what I'm saying? So we was bad, bro. Know what I mean? Like we were just lashing out for real back then.
What was the turning point for you guys? At what age was the turning point where you really could say that you guys were truly entrenched into the streets and y'all was really involved in the streets? What was the turning point?
Like 6th grade, for real. Cause when we got we had got separated. You know what I'm saying? Like I went to Lucille Brown, he went to Elcott. Then we both fell to 6th grade, and he ended up moving around the Bay. And then we was in Brown or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But by that time, I was already seeing what was going on, dabbling, you know what I'm saying, going around the Ville and just kicking it with certain people and seeing certain shit.
Mm.
And we had access to it, you know what I mean? Like, back then, you know, the wholesale, that was the thing. You get you some hoe, you know what I mean? You trying to get you something, get out there and get it on your own. Nobody gonna give you shit, you know what I mean?
What year was this?
Like 01, 02, something like that.
Describe Richmond at that particular time period. What's some of the things that you were seeing in Richmond at that particular time period? Describe Richmond.
I mean, in a nutshell, like how I look at it, like back then the city was like everywhere niggas was hustling at their stores, and you know, like niggas hung with they people. You feel me? Like neighborhoods hung with neighborhoods. It won't really a lot of hoods hanging with other hoods back then. You know what I'm saying? If you was from the Bay, you hung with niggas from the Bay. If you was from the Ville, you hung with niggas from the Ville. If you was from Blue Ridge, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just how it was back then. Like everybody had their own store, and that's where everybody was at. You know what I'm saying? But all that shit really changed 2005.
What happened in
2004, 2005 when the green vest dudes came around. And when they came around, that's when shit got real. That's when they started labeling neighborhoods as gangs, and you know what I'm saying? You standing at the store, they harass you every day, running down on you, you know what I mean? That's from my point of view, how I saw it. That's when shit got real for real, you know what I'm saying?
At this particular age, did you ever think that you would experience getting locked up or incarceration? Did you think that, you know, that was something that you was prone to be involved in due to your circumstances and environment? Did you ever think about that at that age?
Yeah, I used to think about it. I mean, you know, like, as a kid, you be kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? You be wanting to see for yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never want to go to jail, but I always wondered what it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Cause everybody was going. Like,
Right.
by the time you get in middle school, that's when certain dudes start going to jail. So you wondering like, damn, I wonder what that shit like, you know what I'm saying?
What was your first brush and encounter with the law or with the police? What was your first experience like?
I mean, the first time I went to jail, this shit was crazy. So the first time I went to jail, it was me, Junior, JT, and Wood. We walked from the Ville to Community Pride. We were going to that bitch to steal some cookies, you know, some cookie dough, you know what I mean? Got money, all us had money, we just wanted to steal some cookie dough. And I had a bottle of gin on me, so it was a secret shopper, you know what I'm saying? He catch me putting the cookies in my coat. They take me in the back, they find the gin and shit like that. They call my people. But I gave them a wrong number, so they had to take me down the bird. Like,
How old were you?
I was like 12, maybe 13, 12, somewhere around there.
So that was your first time going down the bird?
Yeah.
At 13?
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Tell me how that was. How was that when you first got down the bird? And for those who don't know what the bird is, tell them what the bird is.
It's juvenile jail across the street from the city jail. You know what I'm saying? But for real, the first jump, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of scared, you know what I'm saying? Because I really ain't know what to expect, you know what I'm saying? I ain't know what was gonna be back there. But when I got back there the first time, like anybody know, like they put you on C-Pod with all the people your age, you know what I'm saying? So you ain't ready to be around nobody at 15, 16. You could be around most people. The oldest person probably 14, you know what I mean? On the pod, they put you on your first time. So it was cool, you know what I mean? I met some dudes that I still rock with to this day, that time, you know what I mean?
Okay. So let me ask you, like, what was the first time you said that you got locked up at a fairly young age? When did you realize that shit was real? You understand what I'm saying? What type of situation were you exposed to at whatever age?
As far as jail?
as jail in the streets where you felt like you were all in, it's real, you can die or go to jail?
I had to say, like, when I really, there's a couple situations where I knew shit was real. You know what I'm saying? Like when Boobie got killed, I knew shit was real. You know what I mean? And then like, shit, when Wood and them got that time, like that's when I knew. Like,
What age were you?
I was 19.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And
what I'm
Wood,
saying?
that's your best friend. How much time did he get?
He got 58 years.
He got 58 years.
Yeah.
And that's when you realized everything was real. That, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, it's real.
they
man.
not playing no games with you.
Nah.
They'll put you in a place where people never find you again. You'll be lost to the world.
Yeah.
How you feel when Wood got that time?
Shit, I cried, dog. I ain't gonna lie. I cried.
You want to shed light on that situation a little bit, not in depth, but you know, just tell us about, you know, Wood and, you know, what happened and, you know, where you was at and, you know, your mentality in that particular situation.
I mean, when that happened, I was down to jail.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You was locked up yourself.
Yeah, I was down to jail. You know what I mean? When the jump first happened, from my end, I called home. My mama crying. You know what I'm saying? She thought she see Lionel on the news. She thinking he dead. You know what I mean? But word done already traveled. I tell her like, nah, I think he down here. I think he killed somebody. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's really what it was, for real.
So your best friend get locked up. How old were you?
19.
19. And he got, how much time did he get again?
58.
58 years. So your word, you was devastated. That's your best friend. He got locked up. He got all that much time. So what was going on with your particular case at that particular time? Was that your first time going into prison or what?
I mean, back then, bro, like I say, we go back to the green vest dudes, right?
Okay.
Alright, what they did was they labeled everybody as a gang, right? So it was like everybody they was coming and seeing at the store, they was writing their names down. They was building it up. So when they got down to it, they labeled us as a gang. You know what I mean? And it basically was like, if you was from around there, I won't supposed to be around you. You know what I mean? So if they pull up and see us together, they don't even gotta lock us up at that point. They just gonna tell our PO and they'll lock me up. So to be honest, the first 2 times I went to the penitentiary was just simply for being around somebody.
Just by association.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. I mean, I know you in your bag. I know you know what I'm saying, you answering the question to the T. But do you feel like the system blackballed you at all by, you know, labeling y'all as gang members just strictly off of y'all neighborhood?
Most definitely.
Do you feel like that's an injustice?
Most definitely. You know what I'm saying?
Elaborate on and tell the people how.
I mean, basically because it was like we was in the loop. So it was like anytime, and they got an article on this too. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
I'm gonna give you the link before I leave and shit. But basically, the way they put it, where it was taking felons off the streets before they get a chance to commit another crime. So basically, it's giving them the option. If they see me with somebody, they don't even gotta be a felon or nothing. It's just as long as they labeled as from where I'm from. Matter of fact, I take that back. You ain't even had to be labeled from where I'm from. As long as you was another gang member, they could take me to jail for it.
What they say was a gang member.
Yeah.
Right. So what's your just to switch just a little bit. So your first prison bid, how long did you do on your first prison bid?
I did 2 years my first time.
Your first time in prison.
Yeah.
How was that like?
It was cool for real, but not like that. But I was placed around some good dudes. Like I was placed around older dudes, you know what I'm saying, that had morals and principles they instilled into me. You know what
How old were you?
I was 19 going on 20 when I got there.
Okay. And you said you was placed around some guys that had some good morals about themselves. What was your mentality? What was the mentality of Smoke at that particular age?
I was still thugging though.
You was still thugging.
I was listening to certain dudes, you know, that had an influence over me, but I still was coming home to do the same shit at that time.
Did you have kids at that time?
Nah.
No kids?
Nah.
Okay, no baby mamas, no baby mama drama, no none of that?
Nah.
Okay, so you did 2 years, you came home at what, 22 years old, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the mentality? You say you was still thugging at 22. What was the 22-year-old smoke off the first bid? How you what were you into?
I was home for 17 days, bro.
17 days.
I went back. Got 3 years.
If you don't mind me asking, for what? Drugs, pistol, what?
I told you my first 2 times. The first time I went for being with Fu from around my way. And the second time I went for being with Bigelow from around the Ville.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
What?
Yeah.
So just by association, you got blackballed just by being around somebody who they labeled as a gang member.
Yeah.
Okay. So with your second bid, coming off that 3 years from being with Big, what was your mentality? Did anything change in that particular time period? Did anything change? Did it kind of like slow you down? Like, damn, been home 17 days.
I mean, not really, because, like, it was like this. I didn't even realize I was home 17 days until I went to court. And the prosecutor said it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To me, it felt like I was home like 90 days, 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was just, I came out first day.
Mm-hmm.
On it, you know what I mean?
Get into it.
Mellow, give me
For
a
sure.
room. You know what I
For
mean?
sure, indeed.
That's what I was doing.
Ain't no question.
So I did that every day, you know what I mean? And then I got took back off.
Mm-hmm. Was you pissed off though? Like, was you like, damn, man, or it was something that you was just kind of like adjusted to, like, fuck it, like, I'm in it, like.
I was adjusted to it, but I was pissed though, cause it was like 7 months in the house, bro. I was the only nigga they took to jail. Well, they took me and Big to jail. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, I ain't do shit, you know what I mean? But they found some shit. They ain't charged nobody with shit. They ain't charged us with it neither, but they just go to show like they just was trying to get us off the street.
Right.
Whenever they could.
Right. For sure. All right, so let's kind of like fast forward a little bit. So that was your second bid. Did you do another bid after that?
Yeah.
Okay. How long you doing that bid?
I did 2 years my first one, 3 my second one, and 2.5 years my third jump.
Damn.
But the third one, I was home for like 19 months leading up to that one.
Oh, you was home 19 months from coming after doing the 3-year bid.
Yeah.
So did you have kids in that time frame?
Yeah, I got locked up the day after my daughter was born.
Damn.
Yeah, I was on the run for like 8 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, soon as my baby mama got pregnant, I was on the run. And then I got locked up the day after she was born, going to get us some clothes to come home from the hospital.
Did that affect you at all?
Yeah, that joint affected me. You know
Being locked up, not being there for her birth?
Yeah. Nah, I seen her get born.
Okay.
I seen her born.
Okay.
It's just the next morning I got pulled.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So coming off of that bid right there, do you feel like you reached a turning point? When did you reach a turning point? Like, damn. Because I know you personally. You know what I'm saying? I know you've been home for a little minute now, maybe like, what, 5, 6 years?
7 years.
7 years, you know what I'm saying? For me knowing you personally, I know that's a big accomplishment on your end. So what was the turning point to you to where you like, man, damn, man, I want to clean my act up a little bit. I know you got, 100 Stacks Entertainment going on. So what was the turning point for you to say, hey, I'm going to slow down and, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to kind of like switch the rhythm of what I'm doing a little bit?
I mean, basically, in the beginning, I really slowed down to give my daughter a chance to have time with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
I ain't want to keep going back and forth. I ain't want to fail her. You know what I mean? That was my biggest motivation.
Right.
Not to fail her.
Right.
But when I had my second daughter, it's like I really gotta be here. You know, I still was doing little shit, but it was like I really gotta be here. But the jump that really got me on, like I gotta do something. I fell asleep in the car. You know what I mean? I fell asleep in the car and I got caught with some shit. You know what I mean? I went to jail and I sat down there for like 17 days, got a bond. And when I got the bond, my lawyer, shout out David Welly too. When I got when I got out, he like, man, when we go to court, they're gonna non-process it. Like if they pick it up, we're gonna have to fight. But if they don't, you straight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
and they ain't never pick it back up, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got to that year mark and they ain't pick it back up, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
man, I gotta tighten up. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? 'Cause that jump could have been ugly for me, for real.
For sure. You feel like God looked out for you.
Yeah, for
For sure. Let me ask you something, man. If you know what I'm saying, I know you've been through a lot of ups and downs in the streets. You know, I know you've seen a lot. Like I said before, I know you personally. If you had to give some advice to the 19-year-old Smoke, what would you tell him?
Shit ain't worth it, bro. It ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, you get fame off this shit. Like, you know, everybody know who you is. You know,
Mhm.
some people scared of you, some people love you, some people hate you.
Right.
Motherfuckers just like to be around you. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
truth be told, ain't none of this shit worth it, dog.
Why
know
you
what
say
I
it
mean?
ain't worth it? What ain't worth it about it?
Cause you lose a lot of time that you can't get back. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
You lose a lot of time. You lose a lot of friends. You know what I mean? You lose a lot.
Right.
But the streets come with a lot of losses. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You feel like it's a winning game at all? Can you win at all other than the fame? You get the fame.
I know
then you
some
get the
niggas
name.
that won.
Okay.
I know some people that won, but it's rare.
Mm-hmm.
It's real rare.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's rare.
Mm-hmm. And this is another thing that I want to shed light on. Do you feel as if though the system is designed for you to win after incarceration, after being in jail, after doing the time? Like you said, time is something you can't get back.
It's all on the person.
Right.
Cause the time is like, see, with time is all on how you do your time. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like,
Right.
I mean, cause if you a dope fiend on the street, you go to jail and be a dope fiend.
Mm-hmm.
If you was a hustler on the street, you go to jail and be a hustler.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's all on how you do your time.
Mm-hmm.
Like niggas like you know, you went to jail and you read books. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't do that.
That's
You
a
feel me?
fact.
So you coming out the same way you left.
Right.
Only
right.
thing you learn is more criminal shit for real.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Try to be a better criminal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Come back and be a better criminal for sure. For sure. So tell the people a little bit about what you got going on now. Let's bring it forward to present day. Like what you got going on now. Like where your mentality at now. The Smoke of 2023. Tell the people.
I mean, right now, you know, I go by 100 Stack Smoke. I'm rapping. You know what I'm saying? I got my own label. Like I said, I got a car detailing business. I got a lawn care service. Shit, I'm just trying to stay positive, bro. You know what I mean? And learn. That's all I'm doing for real, just learning. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
That's commendable, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know, you know what I'm saying, one of the reasons why I reached out to you because I know you're a real one. You know what I'm saying? I know how solid you are. You know what I'm saying? And I really appreciate you coming through and telling the people and giving the people a little light on your story and, you know, how you came up and what's your upbringing. So, much love.
This 100 Stack Smoke, and I'm on Pod Talk.